Hey everyone, it's Mindy Banks, the Flip Flop Chef. I'm really excited to show you guys how to sous vide some chicken breasts today using Pampered Chef's Deluxe multi-cooker. So to get started on the sous vide, you need to add your water to the pot. Now for most recipes, you're gonna put a certain amount. It's gonna either tell you how much to put or tell you to fill it to the half fill line inside of the inner pot. I have just a little bit less water than the half fill line today because I'm going to be cooking about 5 pounds of chicken breasts. So what you're gonna need to do is determine what temperature that you want to use to cook your chicken, and I'm just using the cooking guide that comes with the Deluxe multi-cooker. So I'm gonna turn this to the sous vide setting, and so you can see right here, this is flashing. So I'm gonna press this button and I'm gonna set the temperature to 155. Let's see here. 155. I'm going to increase the time to 4 hours. The time in the cooking guide is 2 to 4 hours. There we go. So the 2 to 4 hour time means that it's going to reach the desired temperature at 2 hours, but it will hold the temperature for 4 hours. So this is a really cool feature if you want your food to maintain a certain temperature until you're ready to use it. So what we'll do now is I'm just gonna put the lid on here. You can use the pressure cooker lid or you can use a glass lid. When you're using sous vide, you are not cooking under pressure, and so it's okay to use the glass lid. I like using the glass lid because I can see inside and make sure that my seal on the bag is above the water. So once this preheats and the temperature of the water reaches the 155, the progress wheel here will be full and it will tell me to add my food. And once you add your food, you're gonna press the button on the front to get it to start the process, and it'll count down from that 4 hours. So hang tight and I'll show you what's next. All right, so giving you guys just a little bit of an update here. I am waiting for this to tell me to add my chicken, and if you notice, the preheat wheel, progress wheel is letting me know that we are almost ready to add our food. And so what I've already done is I've got my chicken breasts ready to go. I have these in some Ziploc freezer bags. This is what Pampered Chef recommends because they're nice and strong and they're good to be used when using a sous vide feature. One of these bags I have seasoned with Herbs de Provence seasoning from Pampered Chef. And then the other bag underneath here, I just used Pampered Chef salt and pepper. You could use any salt and pepper. We don't even sell the peppercorn medley anymore, but I have those in my grinder set. And one of the things that I want to show you guys is every 5 minutes or so, the Deluxe multi-cooker is going to vent, and it's going to have a little chime, and you'll hear sort of a little popping sound. I am not using the pressure cooker lid right now. I'm using the glass lid, but this process still happens on the sous vide setting regardless of which method you are, or excuse me, which lid you are using. So we're just going to hang tight a second. I want to show you guys the sound that it makes and show you what to do to make it stop if you'd like. All right, so the sound that you just heard, the tone and then the popping sound, is what this multi-cooker does every 5 minutes when it is venting during a non-pressure cooker setting. So I am using the glass lid, but it's programmed to still do this to vent out any pressure that might be building up inside of the pressure cooker when you're not using a pressure cooker setting. And so to turn this off, all you have to do is press and hold the wheel on the front, and that will stop that chime. You'll still hear it venting every 5 minutes, but you won't hear the chime anymore. So I hope this is helpful for you guys when you're using a non-pressure cooker setting on the Deluxe multi-cooker. All right, everybody, so my Deluxe multi-cooker has come up to temperature on the sous vide setting. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna carefully remove my glass lid. I'm just gonna drop off any condensation there. And then our bags of chicken are ready to go in. So I've already pressed out as much air as possible on these 2 bags of chicken. We do recommend that you use tongs to do this because the water is hot. And I'm just gonna slide these in carefully. I should have pulled my multi-cooker out a little bit further from the back of my counter cabinets here. So we're gonna do the other one. And so because we're doing multiple bags, you wanna make sure the food is under the water. Use my fingers here for a second. So the food needs to be under the water, but the seal needs to be above the water. And so this is another reason that I like to use the glass lid instead of the sous vide lid, because I have a little bit more control over putting the lid on so I can still see what's happening underneath it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna press to start the sous vide timer. And so in 2 hours, this will be ready, but I can leave it for as long as 4 hours and it will maintain the temperature. So hang tight and I'll show you what this looks like when we're done. All right, you guys, my sous vide timer is down to 1 hour and 15 minutes, but like I mentioned at the beginning, once the 2 hour mark has passed, this food is cooked to the desired temperature and it's gonna maintain it until the 4 hours is completely timed out. So I'm gonna just carefully remove the lid. Just make sure that you kind of shake it off a little bit because you got that steam. And then here are our bags. So we've got 2 bags of chicken. So let's see if I can pick this one up. All right, and we're gonna just take this out and lay it on the plate. And this is just chicken broth in here. So the water, the seal never made it under the water. And so this is not water that you see in the bag. It's just chicken broth. So I've got 2 different flavors. And so I'll take these out. I'll let that cool just a little bit. And then what you're gonna do is you can take these out of the bag and you're gonna pat them dry on some paper towels. And then you wanna sear your chicken just slightly in a pan. You could use a stainless skillet to kind of get a nice brown. We could use the cast iron, and that just is going to enhance the flavors and also the look as well. So what I want to show you here is now that I am done, I'm just going to press the cancel button just to stop the sous vide feature. And then at this point, it could turn the power off on the back. So that is how you sous vide your chicken breasts, and I did almost, I believe it was almost 5 pounds. I'm excited to show you the finishing touches for sous vide chicken. So these chicken breasts were seasoned with just salt and pepper and cooked on the sous vide function in the Deluxe multi-cooker. I set the timer on the Deluxe multi-cooker for 4 hours, but after 2 hours, the chicken reached the temperature. I've heated some oil in my 12-inch non-stick stainless skillet, and I'm just gonna sear both sides of my chicken breast just briefly so that they get nice and brown. And so I did remove them from the bag and place them on top of a plate lined with paper towels, and then I took another couple paper towels and just patted them dry. So hang tight and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. All right, so my chicken is pretty much ready to eat. I just seared this slightly on both sides after cooking it in the sous vide setting of the Deluxe multi-cooker. So you can use this chicken, serve it as it is, or you could shred it up for casseroles or dice it up for salads. You can use this however you like.